friend, how are you doing today? My name is Karina and welcome back to Ready Set Pan. Today is a very full empties day. There are some big items in this bag taking up a lot of space, but we're going to go through all of the empties I have worked through in April 2025. So this is going to be a lot of skincare, makeup, body care, hygiene items, fragrance. I have hair care for the first time since January. There's nail care. There's a lot of stuff in this bag. And of course, I'm going to give you my thoughts on each and every single item. Timestamps down below if you want to care about certain items. And of course, this is the month where my biannual Bath & Body Works empties will be going up. So stay tuned if you just want to see that content. All right, let's dive into everything. There's a lot to talk about today. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in front of me. So let's go through some categories super quick. Get them done. I'm going to start off with hair care because like I said, it's been since January since I've had hair care empties. So first off is this shampoo. This is from L'Oreal. This is their Ever Curl Sulfate-Free Curl Care System. It is their Hydracharge shampoo. This I got on clearance for $4.99 at Shoppers Drug Mart. This was much better than the Bond Repair line I tried. I could not stand the scent. This one smells pretty good. This one was vanilla and coconut milk. So this was a nice scent. It was kind of a fun blue color. I enjoyed it. Did I notice a whole lot for my hair? No, not really. So on clear out prices, sure, I would grab it again, but no, I'm going to go out of my way for it. Okay, this item was just to get it used up. This came in a Briogeo Christmas gift set. So this one was the Don't Despair Repair. This was the Moisture and Damage Defense Leave-In Treatment. And I use this more as like a leave-in detangler, essentially. I used this for a long time. This is the point where I actually rolled it into a project to track, and it was okay, but not something I would try to get again simply because I wasn't even using it for its intended purpose. This lasted forever. You can see all of the progress lines because it's been in 2 different projects. This is from Christophe Robin. This is an instant volumizing leave-in mist. This is fantastic. I actually have a second bottle because these came to me via Boxycharm. Now it does have a little bit of a rose water scent, but it's actually not too bad as far as like rose scents go. And it's really easy. You just do a little of this into the hair and it does a little bit of volumizing. It works really well. So I am pleased with this kind of item. Would I go out of my way to buy this one in the future once I'm out of my second bottle? Probably not. I would probably try to do drugstore options, especially because of that rose water scent. All right, let's get into some nail care. So first off, a peel off base coat. So anytime I'm doing something like super glittery on my nails, this is what I've been using and it has been a game changer. This is from ASP. This is the Make It Peelable base coat. This is so good because it's actually one that you do peel off. Generally comes off pretty well, but it doesn't just pop off sporadically. Now, I'm at the point where there's probably still product in here, but oh, can you see how, yeah, there's the string. Like I'm done with it. Because it was getting like very uneven on the nails. It is expensive, but it is my go-to base coat. I'm on my second bottle of it now, and I will keep using that one because it is, like I said, a game changer when it comes to glittery nail polishes. In my project polish, I did finish this little O.P.I. I think this is in Hot Toddy Naughty. So this was in my project polish. This was a winter color that I did get used up. But because I update my project polish towards the beginning of the month, it's kind of been sitting for quite a while here. This was a pretty nice color. I did enjoy it. I wish like that glitter shimmer came up on the nails a little bit more. Generally 2 coaters, pretty darn good, but not necessarily a color I'm going to go out, especially for full size for. And then I finished off yet another from the Equate, the nail polish remover. This is the Nourishing line. This is from Walmart, my go-to. It's cheaper. It does the job. And it does also get the last little bits from the peel off base coat. So if you peel it off and then you get whatever's left over with this, generally not too bad. So it's cheap, it's accessible, it does the job, so I will keep using it. Let's move on to makeup empties. I've got some good makeup empties this month. So first off, this primer that is so reflective. Oh, there we go. This is from Ciate London. This is the Dewy Skin Vitamin C Glass Glow Primer. This was in Partners in Cream last year. And then I just finished it up in my Ancient Mythos project pan. This was fine, not something I'm going to go on my way for. These like dewy skin glass primers, like like I will use them, but generally I want something that's gonna like really help stick the makeup on my face, because I feel like makeup just kind of melts off my face over the course of the day. So I will use them, but that's okay. I finished an eyeliner. This was in 50 Shades of Brown from L'Oreal. This was one of their long wear eyeliners in bronze. This was a pretty good eyeliner. I can't sharpen this anymore, so I'm calling this one done and good enough. I do prefer more of like a chocolate deep brown compared to a bronze color, but I was able to make use out of it. This is a pretty good eyeliner line. A lipstick! The Too Faced Hardcore Lipstick in 2 Femme. So, as you can see, that's how much I used up. It does have that hydrating little hardcore, but this color was not my favorite. But I think it was because of this cute packaging. I just couldn't declutter it. So, it was either a declutter it or use it, and I opted to use it. Not very long lasting. Sometimes I felt like the formula may have been a little bit drying, honestly. But the packaging got me. The packaging is just so stinking cute. I didn't like this color either. The color was really difficult because it was more of like this brighter pink, and I didn't think it looked super flattering. I thought it made my teeth look a little bit more yellow, so I never wore it on camera unless it was layered with something else. So this was kind of like my kicking around at home lipstick. So super expensive price tag for that. But yeah, so in terms of this line, I would not buy another, like, honestly, lip products, I wouldn't buy high-end ones, including from Too Faced. It's got to be the formula that's really going to stand out to me. This one did not, but I'm glad to have it finally used up because, again, like I said, it was either declutter or use it, and I couldn't bring myself to declutter it. All right, I did use up 2 setting sprays, which is very exciting. So this first one here was from TYS Beauty. This was the Final Treat. This was the hyaluronic acid infused setting spray. This had such... I mean, there's obviously nothing in here anymore, but the mist on this was so fine. That was the standout about this particular item. There were my progress marks there. This was good. I don't think setting sprays do a whole heck of a lot for me, so I get them in Boxycharm. I use them up. They feel nice. I don't know that they do much, but I did use that one up. And once I'd finished that one, I went back to this one. This is from the Toy Factory, or just Toy Factory. This is their Superset Hyaluronic Acid Setting Spray, so you can see the trend. This was in a project last year, and I had this much of it left when I rolled it into a project this year. So I finished this up once the other setting spray was gone, got them both done over the course of April. So this one, the mist wasn't as fine. This cap also likes to keep falling off. Yeah, it's a little bit harsher. I guess there's still some product in there. Yeah, like it's like a hose on the face a little bit where I am getting some of those drops. Now, again, this is the end of the bottle, but the other one was definitely a better setting spray. So if I was comparing the two, I would get the other one over this one. The main advantage this one had, though, was like you can actually see exactly where you were without having to shine a flashlight through it. Moving on to skincare. So, confession, this was actually used last month. And it was calculated in last month's empties, but I forgot to show it to you. So when I was traveling last time, this was from Clarins. This was their Hydrating Gentle Foaming Cleanser. So I took this one overnight work trip. I was gone for like 3 days, 2 nights. Yeah, this one has like that classics Clarins scent. So a little bit slightly floral. It was fine. It was not a standout. It's not going to be something I'm going to buy. Generally, most Clarins items, like, they don't get me that way, like, at least with what I've tried before. We've got an expensive cleanser from Perricone MD. This is the Vitamin C Ester Citrus Brightening Cleanser. I had just a tiny little bit left after my Skin is In update. Got that finished up. And then, of course, this is updated right at the beginning of the month. So this has been done for quite a while. There was a period of time when I did not like this. So when it was up here. But ended up just pushing through it. And it was fine enough. Didn't notice anything in terms of the brightening cleanser. Little bit citrusy smelling. So again, I would buy definitely other cleansers over this one, especially with the price tag. But it was nice to have something kind of expensive via Boxycharm. All right, this next item, this was the cleansing milk that I was using to remove my makeup anytime I was just immediately taking my makeup off and jumping into the shower without doing a mask in between. This is from Joviance. This is their 4-in-1 cleansing milk. It is supposed to remove makeup. It does a pretty good job of that, including with like eye makeup, cleanses, tones, and hydrates for normal to dry skin. This lasted me a long, what was that? So I was brand new, I think. So that's 1 month, 2 months, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where I started in 2025. 8, 9, 10 months. Wow, that took a long time to work my way through. I liked the pump. That was nice. It didn't have a scent. Yeah, there's not really any scent to this. It just smells like skincare. I do prefer cleansing balms, although I did appreciate the convenience of this pump. It didn't irritate my skin or especially my eyes. It did a pretty decent job removing makeup, but I still would do a double cleanse in the shower. So decent. Glad I got use out of that. This one was also finally done from Pixi, the Peel and Polish Resurfacing Concentrate. Ignore these marks, especially down here. They're completely wrong, I'm sure. You can tell where my husband started helping me out with this one. My husband does like using like a physical scrub in the shower. That's not what this is, but it is exfoliating. So it was nice in the sense that, you know, you put it on in the shower, leave it on for 2 minutes, extra exfoliation, massage it in, use 2 to 3 times a week. So it was a decent exfoliant, not my favorite. So yeah, I'm good. I did drop it in the shower so you can see the cap did break, but it was clearly in the shower for like ever. So there is that. Another exfoliating item, also 50 Shades of Brown, the Peter Thomas Roth Pumpkin Enzyme Mask. This was okay, not my favorite, not something I would purchase again. This came in a 4-pack and I was just really curious to try it. Plus, if I remember correctly, that 4-pack was also on sale at the time. This was the last of the 4 I used up because of that pumpkin. I am not a pumpkin girl. And this definitely is like bakery scented. Not cinnamon, like maybe like nutmeg and like general spices, but not too much. So very like fall, especially fall, winter. I finished this one up just as we were getting into spring proper. So the timing was good on that because otherwise that scent may have been a little bit much. Caudalie, the Vino Perfect Radiance Enhancing Complexion Serum can be used day and night. Progress mark here. This is the second of these bottles I've used up and it's okay. This is very expensive. This one came in like one of those Sephora Favorites kits. Yeah. Slight grape scent to it, but it is okay. I hate the dropper on this though because like this dropper picks up like 2 drops and it's real annoying. So there is that. The Bath & Body Works Exfoliating Glow, or just Exfoliating Lip Scrub. It's not the body scrub. This one was in Birthday Cake. So this one, or sorry, Birthday Frosting was the name. So this one was decent. I used most of this in March. There was a little bit left into April. I opted to use this one when I did because March is my husband's birthday and I thought like birthday frosting is a slightly more wintry scent. So I opted to use it mainly in March, finish it up in April. I love these scrubs. I might get this one again. It's going to depend mainly on what's the size of my scrub collection at that time, and there's a good sale, and what are the other options available at the time. So possibly not my favorite, but I am glad to have used it. All right, let's get into fragrance because I've got 2 items that I almost forgot about because they're kind of sitting on the side here. First up, a sample, another one of the Carolina Herrera Good Girl. This is decent. It's fine. It's there. It's a fragrance. Got used up. It had that much in it. This is so exciting. I wasn't sure I would get it done in time, but I did. This was in my hygiene project. Use it up. The Snowflakes and Cashmere Fine Fragrance Mist from Bath & Body Works. This one was a 2022 packaging. Here are my progress lines here. So I got through as much as I possibly could. This was from a coworker. She was decluttering some stuff. And yeah, it's not my favorite scent. So this was kind of like my dog walking scent. So not one I wore a whole lot in terms of like long-term wear and reapplications. I I still have some more snowflakes and cashmere in my collection. I have one body cream, the scrub, and a pocket back, I want to say. So hopefully next winter I'll work through that stuff, get it entirely out of my collection, and make room for likes rather than just okays. I think it's just the cashmere and the woods. This packaging that was pretty nice, but I am so pleased. So this is where I started. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months to get it finished off. All right, we're going to kick it off with hand items now. So I'm going to get into this hand soap, which you will recognize from my Plan to Plan hygiene items, because this is one of my last 2 2022 hand soaps from Bath & Body Works. The second one's actually out on the kitchen sink right now, but this is Mountainside Mist. Back when I first hauled this scent, this was so comparable to Crisp Morning Air, so I wanted to try both. This one has scent notes of chilled open air, fresh musk, and juniper berries, whereas Crisp Morning Air has like the pine, the juniper, or juniper berries, but it also has pear. And Crisp Morning Air is a far superior scent, which is why Mountainside Mist, despite the very fun name, feels very like Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, it just kind of sat. This blue is also gorgeous. So would not repurchase Mountainside Mist. When I have Crisp Morning Air, I could purchase instead. And even if Crisp Morning Air was to somehow disappear, I'd rather reach for fruitier stuff, honestly. So what you will notice, though, is that top is a little bit discolored. So let's talk about, and let me explain, because I'm going to pull up this packaging and you're going to be like, what are you doing? And that is this hand soap here. This is from Ivy and Castle. This is their foaming hand soap in Spooky Strawberry. This is obviously Halloween packaging. And I'm not a Halloween person, but like, I just don't like this packaging. So I did like the scent. This was given to me as a gift. And because I still liked the scent, I did decide to use it. But as you can tell, like the plastic is still on the pump. So what I did is I actually took this top off. You can see it was a little bit like this red color. And I poured this mainly into an older strawberry snowflakes. That's why I used up a 2024 hand soap, not my 2023, because the 2023 has gorgeous packaging and I didn't want to contaminate it with this scent. Yeah, so I was mainly using on that one, but when Mountainside Mist was done, there was a little bit of this left. So I was like, okay, we'll just get Spooky Strawberry in the ensuite and the kitchen and just get it done and out. Just because I don't like the packaging. Now, this was from Dollarama for $3.50, and you get 500 milliliters versus Bath & Body Works 259 milliliters, and that one, the most I would have paid is $3.50 for it, so obviously this is a much better deal overall. Now, I didn't use this actual pump, but it pumped just wonderfully fine out of my Bath & Body Works pump. It was a little bit colored, so it was like more of like a dark pink red looking liquid in here. But once it pumped, it was like a light pink. And it smells really good. So Spooky Strawberry is more of a spring scent. Yeah, it's a kind of artificial creamy strawberry. So I wanted to use it in the spring, also because I kind of didn't want this packaging for my next body care inventory. So I got it used up and it is now out of my collection. If you're someone on a budget, yeah, this is a good line. Do check it out. Just I was not a fan of that packaging, so I just wanted it out of my collection. All right, let's talk about this hand item next. So you've seen these before. This is from Mary Kay. This is their Satin Hands Shea Refining Sugar Scrub, or sorry, Refining Shea Scrub in the white tea and citrus scent. This is a hand scrub. I use it every second day in the shower. I really like the formula. It's pretty gentle. This scent is just okay. Like this, it doesn't really smell citrusy. Doesn't smell like tea either, which is good because I don't like tea scents. So yeah, I used up another one. I have one more of these in my collection in the Orchid Peach, and then I'm all done and out. I do like them though. They do take me a really long time though because I'm only using one pump every other day, but it's it's great for a hand exfoliant. Other hand cleaning products, we've got Frosted Coconut Snowball. Scent notes up on the screen because they aren't on here. This one expires September 2025, so I did want to prioritize it this winter, and then it kind of turned into a transition to spring scent. Wasn't a fan of Frosted Coconut Snowball in the lotion. Didn't mind it in the pocket bag. This is rumored to be coming back for something annual sale this June as part of like their Christmas in July collection. I might sniff it because before I was like hard pass, but maybe as a transition to spring scent rather than like a holiday winter scent might be better. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. And then I finished 2 pocket bags in Strawberry Snowflakes. This one was in my hygiene project, Use It Up. So you can see I just had a little bit left in it. And then because I've been pairing this with like a strawberry milk hand cream at work, this scent worked really well for that. So I used this one up there. So yeah, progress. I used another 2 of these. So I think I've used, what is that, 3? Because I used 2 of these and then the last year's packaging. This one expires September 2027. So I've used 3 of these pocket bags. They're so good. I love them. Juicy Strawberry Whipped Cream Ice Bergamot. I've been using this scent since December. It has come to the end of what I'm using right now, unfortunately, but this is so good. Behind the scenes, I've used up a Strawberry Pound Cake Shea Butter Hand Cream from Bath& Body Works. No progress notes because I didn't have it in a project, but I used it up. So again, we have Juicy Strawberry, Golden Shortcake Whipped Cream. Great scent. I have used a lot of these hand creams though because I had purchased so many of them. So it'll be good to take a little bit of a break from it, but this was really good. And one more hand product from India and Perry. This is their hand cream in Strawberry Mojito. So this I was using with a Strawberry Snowflakes pocket bag at work. Great combination there. This formula is a little bit thinner. It's not as thin as the Toasted Coconut, which I was in last month's empties, but it was thinner. This does pill up if you put too much on, but I feel like you need a lot of it because it's not the most hydrating hand cream, unfortunately. Smells pretty good. I enjoyed this scent, and the packaging, you can't push the air out and you cannot see with shining a flashlight through it, which is why I've been taking these ones to work, especially because they are a little bit lighter in their scent and in their consistency. So really nice. A holiday tradition scent. So this was from Dove. This is the Sugar Cookie Sprinkle Body Wash and Body Scrub. Now, in all honesty, this started as a hype buy to actually have the Dove holiday traditions available in stores where I live in Canada. Oh, I wish. Like, we don't have a Target anymore, so I wish I could have got my hands on the hot cocoa scent because that one just, would be amazing. But I had this one and I had peppermint bark, and I decided to roll this one into my project because I knew it was more of a hype buy. The more I used it, the more I liked it. I don't think I would I might repurchase the scrub because they're more fun. The body wash, yeah, they take me a while. But it did smell better in the scrub than the body wash. So in terms of the body wash, this was where I started in the project. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to finish it off. Got it completely done. Obviously done because they're empties. And then here was the scrub. I used this one in 1 month. Oh, yep. It's actually not that bad of a scent. Like, would I buy this over other ones? No. If I was able to get this on sale, because I bought these regular price. Like, they never did go on sale. They were sold out before they ever had that chance. So we'll see how tempted I get in the future if these were to come back next year or in future years. This is my least favorite of the scrubs I've used thus far from Dove, which isn't saying much because this is only the 3rd one. I've used the cocoa butter, shea butter, coconut butter, the brown one. And I've also used the Exfoliate Away, the one with the 4% HA in it, which is a little bit more of a different formula. So decent. More body washes. So this is finally out of my collection, the Body Shop Shower Gel in British Rose. I was sitting at this point for the longest time, finally rolled it into a project. I'm not a big rose person, and of course it's travel size. I can use it when I travel. But then when I actually go traveling, it's like, I can't take this. What if I run out? Yeah. Not my favorite scent. Again, it is rose. It's not a great rose scent, so glad to have this out of my collection. This was really old. This is like high school. I got this. This was a great month for body washes. I pushed to get out my Olay exfoliating body wash in sugar and cocoa butter. Progress mark, so this is where I started. This was when I purchased it brand new, so you can see the fill line this is the fill line here. So, you know, a little extra. First month used a decent amount of it. Second month barely used it at all. I was focused on other things. Third month, I got pretty sick of this one. And then the fourth month was like, I'm just so close. And then I enjoyed it more. This is not something I don't think I would purchase again. Yeah, like it's an okay scent. It's more neutral. It works with everything. I'm not as big on exfoliating body washes because I like using my scrubs. But an exfoliating body wash is nice, kind of like to be consistent on a daily basis. It takes a step out of your routine because you don't have to do your exfoliation separately. The pump was nice. I feel like when I was using it, like this moved pretty quickly as a bottle. This was 591 milliliters, but it did last, 4 months, maybe 3 if we don't count that one. I think I used it once or twice. Glad to have worked this one out. This is one of my newer drugstore body washes, or at least it was when I started working on it, but yeah, got it used up. Probably not going to repurchase, and I'm not sure I would get anything else from this line. I just love my Bath & Body Works too much. Okay, another old relic of my collection. So this is from Celebrity Cruises. So this body lotion is back from my honeymoon, and I've been married since 2018. So this has been in my collection for quite a while. Last cruise I went on with Celebrity Cruises, they have like the big bottles that they will refill if they need to. So yeah, they're on a completely different system. But yeah, it was from Celebrity Cruises. Originally, this is the Gilchrist and Soms. This is the Replenish Body Lotion. So this one, a little bit of product in there started here. This, I was expecting to be unscented, but it has kind of like an aromatherapy scent, so wasn't a fan of it. It's a lotion. I prefer body creams, body butters. My skin just needs that hydration. I don't have dry skin. Well, maybe my hands. But in terms of the rest of my body, I just soak it up. So yeah, nah, and not gonna get this kind of thing. This is a good month for using up old stuff in my collection. This is from Life brand. This is the skin lotion in cocoa. Now, I believe this bottle you can get for pretty cheap. And they do go on sale fairly often. And it's 600 milliliters. It's a knockoff of the Vaseline scent. But it's just so thin and it doesn't absorb into my skin very well. Because it was Life brand, I just kind of kept passing it over in my collection. Progress marks. So I started somewhere up here. 1 month, 2nd month, 3rd month, 4th month, 5th really pushed it. 6 months to get this done. I've been working on it since November. Generally, I would put this on the lower part of my body, or I'd have it layered up with a body oil. Yeah, okay. It does. It's old, so it may have lost some of its scent. So it's slightly cocoa, but also a little bit fresh laundry-esque. So not a fan. I like the pump, but nah. I love my body creams far too much, but I finally got it out. So that's really exciting. Running out of room. All right, with the Sugar Cookie Sprinkle set from Dove, I was finishing off from Panache International, the Sugar Cookie Body Butter. This was a little set I picked up from Shoppers Drug Mart. It came on this cute little tray here that I still have sitting here. So I used up the body scrub and this body butter. Progress marks right here. This scent is more perfumed. Yeah, perfume sugar cookie. So not very good, but the formula was actually pretty decent in terms of hydration. Would I buy this over Bath & Body Works? Probably not, but I was just really into sugar cookie at that point. So I bought it, I tried it, and we're good now. The last item, I only have one Bath & Body Works body cream to talk about today, and this is a 2022 Pear Berry Body Cream. This has scent notes of Andrew Pear, Wild Berries, Apple Blossom, Golden Freesia, and Blonde Woods. No progress marks because I used up all in 1 month. I like this packaging. This packaging is really darn pretty. However, Pearberry is one of those scents I have hyped up in my brain, And I don't think I'd buy it again. Pearberry is my scent of the day. I am working on a second body cream, the body wash, and the fine fragrance mist in my hygiene project to use it up. I still have another body cream and body cream and body wash downstairs. So I still have lots of Pearberry because I kind of bought a lot of it at semi-annual sale in the winter. It's just like generic fruit shampoo smelling. That's how I've heard it described before. I don't get much of that pear, honestly. It's kind of, it must be the combination of everything, but this is, I kind of almost just want to like pause some of my other hygiene items I want to use and just get through all my Pearberry since I'm already going on it and get it used up and get it gone. But I also want to use the other stuff because it's also a lot older, especially because like some of this Pearberry stuff is just, you know, a couple months old. So that's where I'm going to with this. All right, so that brings us to the end of all of the items. It's not a clean desk in front of me because I've got so much stuff in front of me and I'm kind of not organized, disorganized and messy. But the bag is empty and all of the empties have been talked about and reviewed. So again, if I take the total dollar value of this table, so full retail prices, not the prices I pay for them, samples, you know, break them down based on full size to get an approximate value, even though technically the samples have no value, and of course putting everything in Canadian dollars, the grand total for this month is $652.91, bringing my year-to-date total so far to $2,213.63. I do keep all of the empties. I'm going to be doing a year-end empties like I usually do. I've done in 2023 and 2024. So it's interesting to see. It's always interesting to see what gets used up over the course of an entire year. But that is where we're going to leave it. So those were all of my empties related to beauty for 2025 for April. And we're going to see how I do over the next month. And I'll see you in 1 month for my next round of empties. Now, if you want to see me use all this stuff up, make sure you subscribe. Check out my project panning content because that's where you're going to see a lot of the stuff, the progress along the way. If you're using anything up this month, let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe so you don't miss my next empties video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one very soon. Have a wonderful day.